Why are structure and routine so important to mental health?
They're important to mental health because as human beings, we need something to do and something to focus on. There's an old song by Bob Dylan that says, "Too much of nothing makes a fella mean." We need structure, we need focus, we need routine, and they calm the nervous system. They are good for mental health. To have structure and routine, to have a place to go, to have something to do, to have something to focus on, absolutely necessary.
And so what happens if a person suffering from depression or anxiety lacks structure and routine?
Well, especially for people who are anxious or depressed, when they lack structure or routine, they start to focus inward, they start to get self-absorbed, they start to focus on their own pain, they start to withdraw, retreat. That's not how they get better. You have to be focused, you have to be out in the world as opposed to in your own little world of suffering. You have to be somehow connected to the outer world. So when they don't have structure and routine, they're much more likely to sit in bed all day and just go into a cocoon, and that just reverses the process of healing.
So what times of the week can be the most challenging?
Well, this is what my clients report, and this is what happened to me. Oftentimes it's the weekends that get to people. Because think about it, when I was going through my horrible depressive episode, I had something called day treatment to go to. It was an outpatient clinic from 9:30 to 3:30. So I'd get up in the morning, I'd do my swim. Because I was too agitated, someone would drive me to the clinic. I'd go through my groups, I'd see my therapist, I'd have my lunch, maybe take an outing. I'd come home, I'd get home at 3:30. Then I had a home health nurse who was there to take care of me until my wife came back. We'd do something, then I'd have dinner, then I'd watch TV, I'd go to bed. Now the weekend comes, I get up in the morning, I'm still agitated, pacing back and forth as I always was, but now I've got nothing to focus on. I'm pacing back and forth, my anxiety's getting out of control. So there was no place to go to, there was nothing to do. So I had to figure out, calling up people, can we go on a hike at 1 o'clock on Saturday? Can we go to a matinee at 3 o'clock on Sunday? Could we have lunch? Could I have brunch on Sunday? I had to go ahead and call in the troops and get structure into my life on the weekends because it wasn't there. So a lot of the people I see and work with, they're still anxious and depressed, but they're maybe working or volunteer working, so the week is often handled. But when the weekend comes and they're alone, that's when it can be really troublesome.
So what are some examples of ways that you can bring structure into your life?
Well, in my book, Healing from Depression, I talk about a few of them. Of course, we talked about having work. Work is so important to people who are suffering from anxiety and depression, not because it brings in money, not only because it gets them self-esteem, it just gives them some place to go with other people. So other ways that you can bring structure into your life would be doing volunteer work, going out with a friend, taking a class is a really good thing, again, with other people, going to a book club, going to the gym and working out. Do you remember some of the things I told you about when you were really down and out, some of the things I asked you to do?
You basically asked me to do sort of everything you just said.
Yeah, right. Just get out of bed and do something. So for me, I think I described a little bit earlier what it was for me. The weeks I had it set up so I had this clinic to go to. I had someone to connect with when I came home. Oftentimes, because it was the first half of 1997, we live in a mild climate here in the Pacific Northwest, right? You can start planting a garden in February. So the gardening was really helpful from February for June, planting things. So it was going to day treatment, coming home, doing some gardening, having dinner, and going to a friend's house. These were things that kept me alive until the depression resolved. So you gotta, and if you can't do it on your own, have a friend, have a social worker, have somebody set up some sort of a schedule. You need a schedule. You need a reason to get out of bed and get out of the house. Without a reason, people will stay in bed, they'll pull the shutters, they won't answer the mail, they won't answer the doorbell, and then they just continue to decline.